Shop. As you can tell, I'm just kind of handheld filming this with my cell phone, so forgive me of the shakiness. But we're making some progress on the 13-inch. I have everything broken down. All the main sub-assemblies are taken apart and in pieces. The only thing I haven't touched yet is the motor. I haven't tested it electrically. Mechanically it seems fine. Bearings don't make noise. It spins. But I haven't taken it apart. I haven't tested it out, so that's on the chopping block. As far as content goes, I got a ton of video of me taking this stuff apart, which hopefully I'll have it all put together and to you guys sometime in the middle of the week. In the meantime, today I kind of just figured I'd take all the time to start actually aggressively stripping paint and cleaning things. So I got a bunch of stuff in the soup over here. I started playing with the compound. You can see I got that all nice and shined up. I actually had to mill some off the top of that to get out a bunch of dents and dings. There are still a few on that corner there. And then of course, you know, the school marks are running the sucker into the chuck. Bottom looks nice and clean and shiny, and it kind of started out kind of somewhat in that condition there. So now this is the part that kind of takes the longest. Stripping paint sucks, and washing things off sucks. But actually shining things up and getting them looking like that is actually kind of relaxing. At least it is to me. So I figured, you know, put on some music and take the day to start shining some stuff up. One thing I did want to mention is I thank everybody for the input on everything so far on this rebuild, and also a lot of people have, more than one person has put in some input about Patreon, starting a Patreon account specifically for rebuilding this machine, because you know it does take some money to do it, especially since I have some bed damage to deal with. We don't know how much until we get this sucker together. I kind of know, I kind of don't know how Patreon works. I know there are plenty of people out there that do use it and use it successfully. I haven't aggressively looked into it a lot. I've been passing looked at it. And my understanding of it is it's a subscription-based thing. So you guys kick out however much money you want, and in return you get some sort of exclusive content. So as far as I was thinking about that, you know, I don't want people just, if I do end up doing it, I really don't want people just to throw out money for S&Gs and not get anything returned. It's kind of crappy, you know. So I was thinking about doing some CAD drawings. Now, I took CAD, you know, I took a drafting course, or I spent a week in drafting shop when I was in high school, and we basically learned manual drafting with the board, and we had CAD. Now this was late 90s, so probably around 98 or so. So it wasn't as full-featured as it is today. I do have a Fusion 360. I've been playing around with it, and it's way over my head. So I do have to take some sort of course or do the online courses or figure out how to use the damn thing. But if I do start a Patreon thing, I would really, really like to at least try to give prints of some of the jobs that I've been doing, some of the projects that I've been doing. I know I kind of just call out measurements. Most of it's in my head or in a chicken scratch. But I would really like to try to get CAD drawings of stuff and have that to Patreon people. Again, I don't know how long that will take. I don't even know if I had the time to go take a class and learn this and do this. So, you know, all that's up in the air. But it's a thought. It's a thought process of some other way of, you know, kind of offsetting some of the cost of this. So we'll see what happens. You know, I'm not saying it will happen, and I'm not saying it won't, but you know, we'll see in the future. As far as the rest of the stuff goes, next month will be 4 years, I believe, on YouTube, so we'll be having our 4-year anniversary video, and we'll have some interesting content with that as always. But as far as everything else looks okay. We do have some damage that we'll talk about in the other videos, and it's mostly stuff that I was expecting, one thing that I wasn't quite expecting, but nothing that is not fixable. So we'll see that in a video coming down the line. And for the time being here, I'll get back to my barkeeper's friend, my Brasso, and my scrubby sponge, and start going at some of the shiny metal bits. So hopefully we'll see you next week. And thanks for all the support you guys have given the channel so far.